Hey, what's up, folks? Today I'm going to be interviewing the gun drummer. You might have seen his clip go viral where he uses his guns to hit the drum parts of Twista's song Overnight Celebrity. I really wish I could play clips, but they'd probably copyright strike this video, so I won't. But today I wanted to bring him on just to chat, have fun, and ask him about how he got to where he's at. Should be a fun episode. God bless you. Dream Rare Podcast starts now. It's the Dream Rare Podcast. Welcome to the show. The way to get the news at the desk or on the road. Let's go. God is great and success in our control. The world is crazy, but we get better from obstacles. Yeah. What's going on, everybody? Today I have a special guest, the gun drummer. You might have seen him recently with his clip where he's playing the drums with his gun over Twista's Overnight Celebrity. It's pretty dope. All this stuff is. Thanks for joining me.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no problem. So I want to talk about how you came to just drum with the guns in general. But first, I guess I wanted to ask how that came with Twista.
Sure. And real quick, can you see me? Because I can't see me on my end. Is my video working?
You're frozen for some reason. Hold on. Let me try to I don't know if it's your internet connection or. Hopefully you come back. If not, we could just relaunch it and do it again. Yeah, I don't see you. I think you froze up. I hear you, but
dang.
Yeah. We'll try to.
Oh wait, there we go.
All right. Well, all good. We'll just let it rock from there then.
Sorry about that, everybody.
It's all good. I've done crazier stuff. So how did you meet Twista and how did that come to be? Then I want to get into how you just started playing drums with the gun in general.
Sure, man. Yeah. Well, Twista's into firearms and he does firearms training and stuff like that. And so I've been doing this for 4.5 years, and he just hit me up out of the blue on Instagram and was like, "Hey man, we should do something." And I told him, "Man, I used to watch you on MTV and stuff. Like when I was in high school, I'm down immediately. Come over." So he was just down, and we planned something in just a few days. And he drove over from Chicago. I'm in Ohio, and we just threw it down, man. I had a couple days practice with that, and I had a perfect vision in my head. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna get a picnic table and drag it over here, and I'll have him standing up there. I got a mic for him, whatever. We double mic'd him. We had one lav on, and we had one handheld mic just in case. And had him up there, dude. Had the drum set out there, mic'd everything up, and just sent it. And it worked out great. I was editing it for like 3 weeks and just laughing. I just couldn't wait to get it out to everybody.
Oh, dude, it's so sick. Especially if you set up the camera too, how he's in the distance and you're there, it's so tight. Someone sent it to me and I was like, this is so American in the best way.
Thank you.
Yeah. So how did you think of the idea to play the drums with the gun? Cause that's super fire. And you started playing a lot of clips of you going over heavy metal and they're all dope. And you're a profound drummer too, which is probably why you can play it on the gun. But when did that thought come in your head? You know what? Instead of the drums, I'm gonna play it with the gun.
No, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I've been playing drums since I was 15. I'm 32 now, and I just really like super loud music, and I've always been shooting guns. And so I've actually been doing this for a really long time. It just seemed natural to me. I remember shooting to Thug Love by Bone Thugs and Harmony because they have that slide rack and the 2 shots in the sample in the song. And I remember shooting to that with some speakers, I don't know, maybe I was 14 or something. And then there was a lot of tracks in that time period that had gunshots in it. Paper Planes, maybe is what that song was called. It was all I want to do is I remember I shot to that one too. And
right.
So 4.5 years ago, I'm like, whatever, man, I'm gonna make a video. And I just do a quick breakdown. It was Laid to Rest by Lamb of God. And I just did the reveal with the guns, and it went viral immediately. It got 1 million views in a single day. And I remember my brother and I just went to the bar, and we watched it hit 1 million views that day. And it's just all right, I'm going to keep doing this now. And so now it's just getting absolutely carried away. We're trying to use tanks and all different kinds of machine guns. And I'm trying to get a hold of a cannon right now, and flamethrowers and whatever we can get a hold of, man.
Was that tight? When you first put out the video and it went viral and you're like, oh, everybody thinks this is as cool as I thought it was. The validation of yeah, this is as tight as I thought it was.
Yeah, it was cool because I was geeking out just by myself. I mean, I made it just to show my friends, and I was geeking out about it. I'm like, this is hilarious because it's surprising, and I've been making videos a long time actually. Like even back on Vine, I had a following on Vine and stuff like that. So I've had some practice. So I was kind of ready for it, and I found that the best videos, the key to like really making a viral video is just to surprise the shit out of somebody. Like if you can get their brain to go, what, I don't understand for a second, like bam, you got it. And that was the perfect way to do that. So
Right.
yeah, I was pretty excited about it, obviously, you know.
For sure. One of my goals in 2024, because I do music as well. I do hip hop. I do my videos, and there's so much content out there, and everybody's competing to do everything. You got 10 million life coaches. You got bros. You got everything. So I think the best way, if you really want to crack through, is just to be really great and do something really good. Because everybody can do whatever, but if you do something that's like clear, it's like a song. Like you could put out a good song or a great song. People are like, cool, cool. But if you put out like a really great song, everyone's like, yo, that's the one. So, the gun, that was one of the coolest things I've seen in months. I've been sleeping on you for years. I know you've been at it. I've been going to the backlog, but like that just stood out where it's like there's no denying how tight that is. And I'm a fan of Twista too. He's a sick rapper. So the fast rap and that song is like that was a smash.
Heck yeah, you've got a good point. Is the competition is so stiff. If you think about how many videos people watch in a single day, if somebody's sitting there and scrolling through Reels or TikTok or whatever, you might watch like 300 videos in a day and not even realize it. So
Right.
it definitely is getting tougher and tougher to even stick out. Uh,
And
yeah,
there is like there is shadow banning and stuff obviously and censoring, but also there is this algorithmic, like all these things are like how long is someone staying on the page. So if you do 20 videos and they don't do as good as Overnight Celebrity, it's like, well, it's not that they're bad, it's just that like they're calculating who's staying on because they're just trying to like suck you into your phone. So it's I just keep cranking stuff out because I know that like some things they hit, some things they don't, but
yep.
as long as I keep going.
No, that's exactly right, man. If you let yourself get demoralized, you're never going to make it because sometimes you will swear that not a single person in the world is watching your videos. And then some other times a year later, you're like, dang, I got 100 million views this weekend. So it's just like this. It's a roller coaster. Because I've gone through this. I used to attach my like self-worth and happiness to how my videos are performing. But I'll tell you right now, that is a trap. You got to just make them and just keep releasing them, man. And sometimes I don't even look because I know it's going to bomb. But I'm like, I love it. Whatever, dude. Boom. I put it out. I just keep moving on. That's what you got to do to just, it's the long game. It's a marathon, not a sprint, you know?
Right. When did you start drumming? Like, cause you said like you started doing the gun drumming like when you were 14, just pretty young. Like, when did you drum? And then, yeah, because you were probably pretty good at that time.
Yeah, I'm not the best drummer in the world, especially in the metal scene, dude. Some of these drummers are insane. I cannot even do what they do at all. But I just used to play to Metallica and System of a Down and stuff like that when I was like 14 or 15 years old on my uncle's drum set. And I just fell in love with it because I love noise and drums are just the most obnoxiously loud thing you can do besides shooting guns. But no, I love playing drums, man. I still have a drum set and I still play. That's just tight. I love it.
So, what do you think about obviously like I would guess you're a Second Amendment supporter. It would be like the most insane twist if you're like, dude, I don't think anyone should own a gun.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think that it's terrible what's happening with our it's just constantly under attack, you know. And if it were for valid reasons, I see these politicians, you know, they have their reasons for wanting to pass these laws or ban guns or whatever. But if you're in the gun world like I am, and you know a lot, and you're in the loop, you know that they're lying. And I'm not. That's not just my opinion. I mean, factually, they're just lying. Almost everything that they say about it. So it just sucks. It's really dirty, and they make things up. They try to use people's emotions. They say, oh, you know, if you don't want to take guns from people, then you hate kids and you want to shoot kids. I mean, it's just
Right.
crazy, dude. It's really gross and it's dirty. And I think that everybody should be able to defend themselves. It's straight up, man. I mean, I think it sucks to, especially because I have a family now. You know, I think it's horrible if I was out somewhere with my family and we're just gonna be victims if someone attacks us. There's nothing you can do. You know.
Right. The media and politicians, they'll like misname the gun. I think like they'll call everything like an
Yeah.
assault rifle, and
Yeah.
they'll mislabel it. One thing I noticed, because I follow Tyson Fury, he's a boxer from England, and it was like the same thing that's happening here with the gun control. They're doing with knife control because they don't have guns, and like someone got stabbed, maybe his cousin or something, and he was like, "Stop knife control now! Nobody needs a knife. You shouldn't have a knife on you." And I'm like, in my head, I feel bad for his cousin. I'm like, God bless, but I was like, bro, like you could buy a knife at Target, like like you need knives to cut things in the kitchen, like you can't ban the knife. So like just to see that they've banned the gun essentially, and now they're trying to ban the knife, it's like it's not the knife or the gun, it's obviously the person. And you can't stop knives because then no one's going to be able to cut food at minimum, or like hunt or do anything like
Right. It's
any handyman.
crazy, dude. I mean, that's a really childish kind of society. We can't have that. Like, if we want to be a real society, we can't be doing shit like that. And I mean, to even, like you said, you got to really think about it. Be like, okay, if people are committing homicide on a regular day and shooting each other, we need to figure out what's going on, because obviously it's not the gun, dude.
Right.
I mean, if and that's just sad. Like, if some young person wants to go outside and just shoot somebody or
Right.
go commit robberies and stuff, we need to look at what is wrong, what's going on, because that shouldn't be happening, dude. That's terrible. Not just blame it on, oh, it's the Glock's fault, or whatever. It's just crazy. It's
Right.
totally illogical, man.
If you go to like a gun convention and everybody's packing, it's like it's not like the murder rate's high. It's probably zero, like every time, so that proves. And like you said, the quality of people, your neighbors, what's going on. They keep avoiding that conversation. And I compare it to Europe because I follow a few people from there, and they're having the same problems. They just don't have the gun, and it's like machete attacks, and the
Yeah.
police out there don't even have guns, I don't think so. Like there's like a guy machete attacking a police, and it's like, imagine being a police officer and not having a gun, and being unarmed against like a sword. Like that's a whole different problem. But I was just like,
Yeah.
Europe's crazy.
It's wild, man. That's just wild. I don't get it.
With the Twista thing, like you were saying, I went back and saw all your stuff. Like the camera's dope, like the angles are dope. Like from the drums to the gun, it's just a fire concept, and you're crushing it. Did this
Thank
Twista
you.
one, like did it open a lot more doors? Because I saw that everywhere, and I know, like you were saying, you've had viral clips in the past, but like I had like 20 friends send that to me, and I was like, all right, I'll post it. No, I'm just kidding.
No, you have no idea, man. Well, obviously you do. It's insane. I've had many viral videos. I've had a few videos that got 40 million views and stuff like that. But this is a whole new level. I mean, I got people messaging me from everywhere. People I never thought I would talk to in my life. It's crazy, dude. And we're working on so many new things right now. There's so many things cooking right now, so many projects, so many collabs. We're trying to set up a live show and have like a huge concert at a range with like huge speakers and stuff like that.
That'd be
So
fire.
it's crazy. I never would have thought, because I'm a metalhead. I don't listen to rap that much, just honestly. But I'm down. I had no idea that it would have this kind of traction. I mean, I love Twista, and I was like, this is going to be a sick video. But
Yeah.
I didn't think it would do all this, man. I mean, I guess I forgot how small metal is. It kind of reminded me like, oh, dude, metal is like a tiny genre. And then you have rap and country and pop and stuff like that. So
Right.
it's kind of blowing my mind right now. I'm like, oh shit, all right.
I think it was the perfect rapper too to hit you up, because you said he hit you up, right? And he was like, "Hey, dude, that's fire. Like, we got to do this live." Is that kind of how it went?
Yeah, man, he's in the gun world now. I didn't even know that. So we're in similar circles. He talks to other people I do and goes to different gun events. So I think I think he's like, I love music and I love guns. You love music and you love guns. Let's get together.
Right.
So,
Oh, so whose idea was it to do it live, like him rap over it live?
I planned all of that. As soon as he said, I'm down to come over, I was like, say no more, dude. Like that. What songs do you want to do? That was the next thing. I'm like, all right,
Okay.
everybody's requesting Overnight Celebrity. Obviously, everybody's requesting it. And I was
Right.
like, if you want to do something like Adrenaline Rush or Death Before Dishonor, you got to let me know, because those beats are a little more complicated and I got to really think about it. He's like, no, he's like, maybe next time, dude. I don't want to get into that. Well, we'll do Let's Go and we'll do Overnight Celebrity. I'm like, all right, that's fine. Like, that's plenty to work on. So I sat on my drum set and played Overnight Celebrity for like hours, just so that it's so ingrained in my head that there's no question about it. Because when
Right.
you get out there, when your adrenaline starts going, you might forget stuff. It happens. So I just practice. I'm driving around in my car and I'm just picturing in my head exactly what guns I'm going to use at what time, what it's going to look like, how we're going to do the reveal for him and everything. And dude, I couldn't be happier with how it turned out.
For those who don't know, I would have played clips, but they have really strict copyright rules
Oh yeah.
for music. So I didn't even want to play 1 second of it, but he's playing the drums over Twista's song Overnight Celebrity. And then mid song throws his sticks up, goes over to the gun range and picks up and plays it with 2 guns in his hands, plays the exact drums to the song. It's so fire. With Twista, I think it's the perfect guy because I think he's super, super respected. Like he's not just like another flavor of the month. And also he's one of the fastest rappers, like him, Busta Rhymes, like they're the sickest fast rappers. So that song, he kind of sounds like a machine gun. You know what I'm saying? And like, like his voice kind of sounds like that. And that drum is sweet too. Like it was the perfect like moment where it's like, it's too good. Like I was like, I love this.
Yeah, he is the perfect person that could have hit me up. I was thinking the same thing because I'll shoot with the beat, but then I like to shoot with the inflections of his vocals, you know. And shooting to Twista's vocals is really fun, you know.
You look like you were having a blast, too.
We really were, man. Him and I were cheesing out the whole time. We had a great time, and then we came back to my place in my studio here and did a podcast and ate some pizza and hung out. We had a great time.
Nice. Yeah, I saw the second video you did with Let's Go where he was dual wielding at the end, like showing off, like, I got the skills. And like, yeah, that was sick too. You're like, all right, he's not just rapping. Like, that's when I knew that he knew what he was doing.
He surprised me because I know he can shoot. He's a competition shooter. He's a better shooter than I am. As if you're talking about like speed and targets and stuff like that, his guns he has are sick, man. There's zero recoil on them. But so I set a bunch of pistols up for him, and I'm like, just come down whenever you're comfortable and just pick some of these up and shoot them. But I didn't really expect him to dual wield, and he did great. I don't know if you've ever tried dual wielding handguns before, but it's awkward. I mean, a lot of times when I see people do it for the first time, like especially the left hand will be all weird. It's very kind of unnatural thing to be doing. But I would watch the video and I'm like, dang, dude, he's a pro at this already.
You got to be coordinated with both hands, and yeah, it's not something an amateur should try for sure. So I saw him fire that off, and I was like, all right, he's a seasoned veteran. I didn't know he was a competition shooter, but I'm not surprised.
Yeah, he gets down.
So I glossed over this, but I probably shouldn't have. So you're getting a tank. So you got to like, you know, it's one of those things that's like a drug, you know, once you get it, you got to go a little higher. So you're like, yeah, what if we did a tank?
I can't afford a tank yet because, dude, they're super expensive. And the maintenance on them is expensive. The ammunition for them, you have to like get the ammunition custom made. But no, there's a place I go to in Texas to shoot tanks to music. Like I did a Slipknot tank cover. You could look that up. And,
I got to check that out.
You'll see that. That's crazy. And then I did a collab with somebody. It's called Hunt the Dinosaur tank cover. You could look that up. But it's down in Texas. This guy, it's called drivetanks.com is what they call the company. But he basically has 20,000 square acres and just started buying tanks. And you can actually go there for bachelor parties and rent them out and whatever. But it's pretty intense doing a song with a tank for sure, man. When you pull the lanyard and the main gun goes off, it's just like blurred vision. It's wild.
Dude, I love America. Like every other country that's watching this is like, yo, we can't even have a gun. Like you guys are allowed to drive tanks, and it's like, you know, the Second Amendment. It's pretty concise. They try to take it away, but definitely in the more red states, I think they find a way to maximize it with the tanks. I wonder if I could have a tank in California. I wonder if that's probably not legal, but I have.
You might if the gun was disabled, like if you cut the breech up on the gun and filled it with concrete, you might be. But I don't know. California is pretty crazy with their gun laws, dude. I mean,
right.
Which I think I'm going to do some collabs out there in LA coming up at some point. So we got to figure out the logistics of that. I'm like, I can't bring anything I'm using. So hopefully you guys have some stuff we can use. I'll get arrested and go to prison for what I'm using for instruments here in Ohio.
Yeah, I think it's just there's definitely more restrictions. Some places permits and stuff, you know, with like people hitting you up. How many people hit you up, like artists that were like, yo, I need to do this or I want to do it?
At least like 30. And a couple I'm taking them up on it because they're huge. So it's happening. I'm like, all right.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think any sick song that's done that way, like the camera looks super clean too, like super high quality, and like the the way you could see both of you and just like you hitting the notes perfectly, like I think it's gonna be a smash every time.
You know what's crazy about that? I might as well tell you since we're just having a conversation on here. I was gonna film that with my buddy on a kind of cheap camera. That's how I was originally gonna do it. I went to my friend's wedding. I was in the wedding, and their videographer approached me and was like, dude, I've been watching your channel for like 4 years. I love it. You know, I'd love to help you with something. And I was like, what are you doing next Thursday? He's like, I think I'm available. And I was like, I got Twista coming over. Do you want to come help me film? He's like, yeah. So him and his partner Katie came up, and they shot it in 6K with their super fancy cameras and everything. So that really just took it to the next level, dude. It just so happened that I met him 1 week before that. And I got to say, editing that was kind of frustrating, dude, because it was a CRM video file, and they were huge. They were like 150 gigs per video. And I'm trying to drop it on my computer, and it's just dying. So I need to get a new computer. But anyway, that was just sheer luck that I met an amazing camera person right at that moment when Twista was coming over. So it was like the stars aligned on that one.
That's awesome, though. It must have been meant to be, because yeah, definitely the HQ camera, like it just looked perfect.
Gosh, dude, no kidding.
So I guess you're doing more stuff. Anything? What else is next? And have any like I know like probably artists have reached out to you. Have any like labels reached out to you and tried to figure out a way to like, you know, steal what you're doing or not, or take a piece of it?
Dude, I never have labels get a hold of me ever. And I wonder if they're nervous, because I've had a lot of communications with, bigger artists that were interested in doing something with me, and then they were forced to back out of it. And it's the same thing. It's just for using firearms. I get punished everywhere for using firearms. My monetization is restricted everywhere. You know,
Right.
it's just part of the deal. It's frustrating, but a lot of people are just afraid to feature firearms because they play it really safe. And I'm ready to find these partners that are ready to say, dude, let's go, whatever. Let's make something big.
Right.
That's what I'm looking for.
On everything. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, even YouTube.
Dude.
YouTube won't monetize it?
My problem with, and I don't want to say too much because I'm really working on it, but with YouTube, my issue, I believe, is that I have so many videos in limited state that I think they're just shoving my whole channel at this point, because they're like, I think it's just automatically saying, all right, none of this guy's videos are advertiser friendly, so we're not even going to push them anymore. So that's kind of what I think might be going on. So I've been appealing a lot of my old videos and trying to figure it out. But no, dude, I get absolutely killed on YouTube for some reason. Crushed. It's like I'll get literally 100 million views somewhere else, and then my video on YouTube has like 2,000 views. It's the most bizarre, and it didn't used to be like that. It just happened all at once, man. It was just like boom. It was like a cut happened, and never again was I like favored in the algorithm ever.
So, you're right. I mean, it's definitely like if they're cutting you from advertisers, they don't want to promote your video because they're trying to make as much money too. I do news and politics, and my YouTube channel has had the same subscribers, literally the same subscribers for 3 years now. Facebook, I have 1.7 million people. Instagram, I think I grew 200,000 people. I made a TikTok before they banned me, and I went from 0 to 150K, and then they deleted it. And it's like my YouTube's been the flat same. I don't play the victim, but it's clear like that something's not going on, because if you can get, like you said, that video is so viral. I saw how many views it had on your YouTube channel. They're definitely suppressing it and trying to leverage something for two reasons. Probably one, they want something that'll make them money, but also they just hate guns. It's weird they say it's not advertiser friendly, because there's a whole industry around guns, and people that like guns also like, I'm not trying to stereotype, but for advertising sake, fishing, outdoor stuff. Like there's billions of dollars of market of things that actually is in that market. But I guess, do they not carry that stuff, or like, do they ban gun ads completely from YouTube? That's probably what it is.
Man, and I don't want to speak too much because I have been trying to get a hold of YouTube and work it out. So I don't want to completely just blast them, because I could be wrong. I'm just saying what I think is happening. I think it's a combination of that. And also I use so much copyrighted music in all of my videos. So there's that too. And the thing is, the ad revenue gets run and 100% of it goes to the label. So, they're making money. I'm not even making any money on it.
Right.
But even so, I think that might be an issue too. They might be seeing like, okay, just the way the algorithm works. I don't know, but they might be seeing, hey, this guy's using so much of other people's copyrighted works that maybe he's I don't know, dude. Honestly, at this point, I'm just trying to like rise above it and just whatever, dude. Just make it in the real world, because YouTube, like you said, I had the same subs for 2 straight years. The only reason my subs went up is because I had a couple shorts that snuck through and went crazy. And I got like 200,000 subs from that. That's the only reason, dude. Like you said, I was at the same, I might have had 10,000 subs in like 2 years. No shit. I almost gave up so many times.
I'm glad you didn't. Yeah, I think, you know, with YouTube and that, hopefully you get a hold of them, because what I was going to say is, I follow people that do reactions to music, because sometimes it's fun to like watch people watch music. It sounds creepy, but it's, like,
No,
and
no, for sure.
they hear the song for the first time or whatever, and it's kind of cool. And I think they monetize somehow. So YouTube seems to know that they're using copyrighted music to do a reaction, and then they like give them a pass. It's hard. I don't know. I don't have any connects there, but I feel like if they like you, they'll work with you. But they probably don't like you just because they don't like guns, And I'm not gonna stereotype, but I think a lot of the people there probably are like, draw a hard line against it, and you're like, I'm just making music. This is my instrument,
And even if I wasn't, it's still stupid, man. I mean, people
Right.
are gonna end up moving on from YouTube with this kind of stuff. I
Right.
mean, like if you can't get on there and just watch something on a firearm, I don't know, man. It's honestly, it's just crazy. It blows my mind. It sucks.
I'm glad the artists are reaching out to you directly, though. That's better, because my story, I'm not going to get into the whole thing, but like when I was 19, 20, I had a couple million views just freestyling in my car and stuff, and I had label offers when I was like 21, 22. Long story short, never took it, never seemed right. I got like 1 billion views now. I got millions of followers on everything. I have songs that have tens of millions of streams. Like, I'm way bigger than I was when I was that age, but like, labels don't hit me up. But one time someone from a label hit me up, basically to like tell me to shut up. Like it's so unprofessional, but basically, like, it was when Kanye was doing this whole thing, and I just made a comment on like a random meme page. You know what I'm saying? Just like a harmless comment of like a reaction to whatever was going on. And they were like, "What did you mean by that?" Like trying to make it into something I didn't say. And I'm like, a top guy at a label messaged me to ask me what I meant by a comment, but they don't want to have a meeting with me, even though I have 1 billion views and I'm bigger than most artists. So it's like, that's kind of the inner workings of it, where you said, they do all this stuff, and then they say, oh, you know what? I don't want my artist to have a gun in the background. Never mind. It's a very controlled and a political industry.
I agree, man. That's why I'm a free agent. I just do what I want, straight up. So
appreciate it. Well, that's why you came on here. If not, I would have to go through your manager, and they'd be like, wait.
And they'd be like, oh, he can't go on there. He does news. You don't want to be on news and politics. That's scary.
Right. No, for sure. Speaking of which, you don't have to, I'm not going to like force it. I'm not a CNN or Fox or anything, but like, what do you think about, obviously you're pro Second Amendment. I would guess pro First Amendment. Once again, I'm going to stereotype you, but yeah, what do you think about what's going on? And like, do you feel like in America that we're losing our identity as far as like constitutional based and liberty based?
Well, I think it's just sad how everybody's fighting, man. It's like tooth and nail, just a fight between everybody. I don't have cable news. I don't watch cable news, either CNN or Fox, because this is what I noticed. When I go to the gym is the only time I see it. And here's what I think. And I don't know. Of course, I don't know the answers to the world. I'm not going to pretend I know. But what I think is that Fox has this opinion and CNN has this opinion, and they're getting people to fight. But it's like, have you ever thought about, they're still talking about the same topic? You know what I mean? It's like the real topic of what actually matters could be over here. You don't even know. You have no idea. Meanwhile, they have you fighting over this stupid thing, and they're always on the same topic. And it's like, dude, garbage. It's just noise. It's garbage. I think it's sad. I think, dude, people could probably agree on most things if you really took all of the trash and the noise and the BS away. I don't even think the Second Amendment thing should be that controversial, really. I think people should be able to defend themselves. If you look back history for millions of years, women have not had any chance whatsoever to defend themselves. straight up. I mean, just because of physical strength, I'll say it. All right. That's just the truth. Okay. Like a band of dudes could come along on horseback to my house right now and kill me and take my wife and kids and put them into slavery. Like that's how all of human history has worked forever until now. You could whip something out and take some people out, you know, and I just think it's so precious to protect that because the whole rest of the world already took that away.
Hey man, dude, I love what you're saying about the news. I always say that on my channel, and I feel like it's pretty rare in the political world because usually people are on a side. But you know, during Trump, they were talking about Russia collusion for 3 years, and if you turn on CNN, they're like, "All right, Trump's guilty of like Russia collusion," and then Fox like he's innocent of Russian collusion, and all the Republican influencers say Trump's innocent, and then the Democrat wants to say he's guilty. But they're talking about Russia collusion, which nobody even talks about anymore because it was like a fleeting 3-year control bubble where you said like you watch what they're talking about with the wars when you're at the gym. Same with me. I don't own cable. I see it when I'm at hotels or gym. And it looks like stock footage on the side and like the guy's got the suit. And it's just like this controlled arena where you might be slightly more right than the other side, but you're still right within the boundaries that they're setting up for you. And they're never talking about the food supply. And, you know, I'll give an example real quick. I saw the governor of Texas. He said today that he was going to sign something to make like illegal immigration really illegal by like saying that it's not allowed in California or Texas. And he's getting praise. And I'm like, if he does that and it actually gets passed, why didn't he do that 3 years ago? Like it's the end of Biden's term and he's saying he has this new idea now. Like it doesn't, no matter what side of that equation you're on, like it's almost like a show they're putting on because if it really mattered, he could have done it like day one, not like as the guy's walking out of the door. And like, if it goes through, I'm not impressed. That means he sat on it for 3 years for some, maybe purposely. So I think most of them are like clowns and actors. And yeah, I think that, you know, the Democrats and the Republicans are the only two options, and Fox and CNN, they have a monopoly on essentially the news market. And a lot of influencers really aren't that much better. I think they're buying into a lot of the false paradigms too.
Well, yeah, you can make a lot of money that way and get a huge following that way, you know, but I'm not interested in that, dude. I'm tired of it. I really hope that with the internet, even with censorship, that more information can start to be spread over time and people can just see. Because like if I see a politician talking, I can just spot what psychological trick they're using, you know, like this stuff's been studied for a long time. It's obvious they're just lying, and it's just so annoying. I'm so tired of it, man. I really wish we could just have serious conversations and do some real shit, but it's just a big cluster shit, man. It's horrible.
Right. And music, you know, I do music. I like going to shows and stuff. That's a great time where like it just doesn't matter. Everyone's just having a good time getting along. To get past the point we're at in America now, people, and this is tough for both sides, I think, but like people have to get over their own ego. Where like I've met people that I really liked and they had opposite politics to me, but I didn't care. The second they found out that I had different politics, they like never talked to me again. And it's like, that's crazy because one, I'm right, obviously, but no. And two, you know, it's like to just abandon me over like a small talking point where I could prove that you're wrong, but I don't even care because I like you as a person. Like that ego needs to go away on both sides. And I think both sides are so addicted to like the fight that to drop it, you know, and I'm not telling people to drop their values or give up the Second and First Amendment. I'm just saying like you're talking about, analyze the situation a little more and try to figure out how to get people out of it versus like just constantly joining this fight. And every time a war breaks out, I feel like it like flips. And then like, you know, people that I like turn into someone I thought they weren't, or the lockdown, you know, all these Republicans that I thought were pro liberty, they like sat on their hands for 3 months. And
exactly.
I was like, wow, that was eye opening. I had no idea they would be that weak. And it took like a year for a lot of people to turn around, where day one, I was kind of like, you know, the freedom in me is like, this is all not good. And my first common sense thought was, if they can mandate a lockdown for our health and everyone goes along with it, can't they mandate a workout routine? You know what I'm saying? Like, now,
right. Where does it end? Who's the arbiter of what we are and aren't allowed to do? From the very beginning, I was like, nope. Not doing it. And it just dragged on forever. And I was sad to see how much people just went with it. Like, okay.
Right. How was Ohio? Was it pretty open or no?
I don't know. I I think so compared to other states, but I guess I don't know. I mean, it
Yeah.
sucked.
I was in LA, but I knew the lockdown was coming, so I flew to like a suburb. I'm like, I'm not gonna be in the middle of a city in a zombie apocalypse. So like I had the foresight, just following the news, like, yo, I gotta get out of here. So I got out, went back, and then I moved to like a more free county because LA was locked down for like 2 years. And then my friends would visit me and they're like, you could eat in diners. And I'm like, bro, it's 2022. Like most of the country. I actually performed at Sturgis in 2020. I have a song with the band Trapped, and we got invited to go to Sturgis in South Dakota. And that was the only thing open because that governor wouldn't lock down. And a lot of bands didn't want to do it. It was us and Smash Mouth. And, you know, I was like, hell yeah. And I went to South Dakota and I almost wanted to move there because, like, I'm in California. Everyone's playing this dumb game. It's just a bunch of bikers getting lit. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's out. Girls are dancing on the bars. I'm like, why am I not? I was like, why am I not here? I was literally looking at houses around there, like freedom. Why am I going to pay to live in a state that's like enslaving me? I don't get it.
Yeah, yeah, dude. It wasn't bad in Ohio at all. What sucked is I had to travel around for my channel and do collabs, and so the whole airport thing was just like, dude, it was like something out of a nightmare. You know, they're like, obey. They had the intercoms going to make sure to wear your mask, stay away from it. I'm like, this is creepy, dude. Fuck this. Yeah. This sucks.
After Biden got in, because before they forced the masks on the plane before Biden got in, but they didn't really say why. They just made everyone do the masks like the corporate. Once he got in, they used the federal guideline as the reason. But I knew they did it before too, so I know that's not the only reason. But the speaker was like, the federal guidelines say wear your mask at all times. These are national federal guidelines. If you break the law, and I was like, are we in a shitty sci-fi movie? I'm like, dude, is anyone alive here? It's crazy.
Oh, dude. Yeah, I caught a lot of shit for that. Because I would be the only person out of like 10,000 people to not have a mask on in the airport. TSA would be mad at me. I've had like officers get really mad at me and just rude. You know, I don't know. And people are going to hate me for this, but whatever. I don't care. I think it's fucking stupid. I always thought it was stupid, and I'm not playing along with that shit. So
no, my audience is going to love it. I felt like I was in the Truman Show. I would do the same thing. Yeah. I'd walk around and it's like everyone's doing the same thing. And like I would buy stuff and they wouldn't even really say anything. And I'm like, if everyone just did it, it would be over like this second. I felt like I was like the main character in like a weird movie where like no one else was real. Like if I touched them, it would be like a hologram. I'm like, are you even a person?
It gets creepy because with the TSA combined, you're standing in lines, you're being separated, searched, like the intercom's going. I'm just like, damn, I feel like I'm in a communist country right now. That's what I feel like.
Dude, I'm off topic, but you ever gone through TSA and like, you know, they have that scan of like where something comes up and it comes up on your like nuts in your butt and they're like, sorry. So I'm like, yo, what the hell? I'm wearing shorts. Like, dude, that happened like 2 months ago to me for the first time. Cause usually it says good or it's like here, but like there was like yellow, like as far as like they thought there was something and it was like right by there. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. And he's like, this is my job. He's like, are you comfortable? I'm like, enough to do this for 10 seconds so I could go, but like, is this what I want to do? Of course not. This is like the weirdest thing I've done in a long time.
No, I haven't been felt up yet, luckily. Yeah.
Bro, I don't know what it is, but whatever shorts or things I was wearing, I'm like, I'm not wearing that shit again. Because
I have left a Bluetooth speaker on full blast in my suitcase as it goes through the X-ray and all the way through TSA one time when I was flying out of Las Vegas. Nobody turned it off. It worked. I was jamming out.
I had like electric toothbrush go off, but it's not as drastic. It's just like a minor issue. And then I always bring this microphone that they have a problem with, just like a Bluetooth sort of, or I think it's called a blue microphone. I don't know. It always looks like some sort of something that they stop, and I'm like, it's just a microphone.
Is it for a stage?
No, it plugs into my laptop. So just like if I'm on the go, I have better audio quality, but I guess it looks like a bomb or I don't know, drugs.
Hey, dude, I have my luggage stopped all the time because you should see how psycho my luggage looks. I got like a double bass pedal in there, a bunch of like hearing protection, a bunch of freaking wires, iPhones, GoPros, attachments. It just looks like totally psychotic in there. So I feel you.
Has it gone in that section where it's like the like reevaluate, open your bag section? Do they put you in there?
Oh, all the time, dude.
Yeah.
I wish I had my phone, but I didn't because it was in the X-ray because I was watching this chick at TSA look at the X-ray and I could see the X-ray of all of my drum equipment and all the wire. And she's just sitting there for so long, just like it's too early for this shit.
She like doesn't even
So,
know
yeah.
what she's looking for. She's like, is this
She's
good?
like,
Is
what
this
the
bad?
hell is that? Yeah. So they search it all the time, which is fine. I usually have like a electrolyte powder or something anyway. So they have to test it and make sure it's not cocaine and all that.
I got off a cruise one time and I don't know if it was like Homeland Security or Border Patrol. They stopped me and went through all my stuff and then like just left it there and like were totally rude. And I was like, I backed the blue. What the hell? Like, why you treat me like this? I'm like, I like you guys. I'm not a commie. No, but you know, I put it back in and my mom starts yelling at me. She goes, "You look like a drug dealer." I was like, "What are you talking about? I don't look like a drug dealer." Because I had a cowboy hat on. So my mom told me, when you get off the cruise, I have that red, white, and blue cowboy hat up there. I was just wearing it. I'm off a cruise life. You know what I'm saying? I have a necklace on. I feel good. And my mom's like, "Stop wearing that hat. You look like a Latino drug dealer with
And
that thing."
not like a heroin dealer, but more like a fanny pack with LSD type.
For sure, yeah.
I got you.
I was like, I thought that's how you dress on vacation. So now, you know, now I can't wear the one shorts I get felt up on, and I can't wear that hat.
Dude.
Apparently, I look too much. But I don't even mind getting stereotyped like that. I was like, you know, as long as it was just weird how they didn't like put my stuff back in. I was like, I don't know, that's kind of lame.
Yeah, I've had some rude encounters too, man. It is what it is. It sucks. Like I really wish I was just made and I could just fly privately, man. Honestly, that would be so sick. That's like my dream someday. Maybe. Who knows? God,
Dude,
that'd
it's
be
been
nice.
a good couple weeks, man. You know,
Yeah,
there's
who
got to
knows?
be. And I would say this too. I'm sure you know, like you've been around for a minute, but I stayed away for at least for me from like sponsorships because like I'm pretty picky and like I was just doing the ads and whatever. But there's a lot of money in sponsorships if you could find the right company that believes in you, that knows you're going to get those views. It's like if they don't want to advertise on it on YouTube and Facebook, there's got to be some companies that see what your vision and your brand. Like, dude, I only have my God bless hats and my God is great sweatshirts and stuff. I don't really have that much, but I see the vision where I'm like, what I like about what you did is not only do I like music and it's cool, but everything seems there's nothing that like creative or interesting that I've seen that much. And like when I saw that, it was super dope, but it was like, you know, I like interesting stuff that just stands out. So I think, you know, the sky's the limit at this point. So I hope you get your money in your jet because then I'm gonna get on it one time.
Sick, man. Yeah, I appreciate it. I've got my whole thing for sponsors kind of worked out the way that I approach it, and I do not have that many at all. But I've been around for 4.5 years now, so it's a lot less confusing. You know, I've had different companies be the middleman before and stuff like that, and some of it worked. It's fine, but at the end of the day, dude, I just dropped everything and I contact people directly, and I'm like, hey, you know, if you'd like to support me, I don't even have any standard rates. Like, let's just talk about it, see what's up. Maybe you can help me out with some ammo. Maybe you can help me out with some guns. Maybe you can send me some electronic equipment. Maybe we can do a 6-month or a year contract with a base rate and some deliverables. I share your stuff so much, you know. So I just try to work it out, and it's too much work, dude. If you want to get too crazy into like always getting sponsorships all the time and having a bunch,
Right.
it's too much, man.
Especially if you manage a lot of your stuff like I do, where it's like, you know, if
Yeah, all of it. Yep.
yeah, and you do the video editing also.
Mm-hmm.
See, you're like me, so it's like, yeah,
Yep.
then to take on the business, like, because I
Right.
think with us too, like what we do is it's fun and easy and it kind of like flows, even if it's a little tough at times, like editing and stuff. But like with business, like just running in circles, having to like listen to somebody else, it's like, you know, it's like I'd rather lose the money at this point. I'd rather be broke.
That's exactly where I'm at, man. Because it was taken away from my creativity time hard. And I'm like, man, at this point, like, what the fuck ever. I'm just gonna make videos and launch them. If I don't have a sponsor, I don't have a sponsor. I'm doing it. I'm launching it anyway. Like because you're right, you just go in circles and circles. And part of that's fun, but it's insanely time consuming. And you just spend hours and hours. I'm like, dude, I hate editing already. It already takes me like a month to edit a video, and
Yeah.
just to spend all my time sending emails and stuff. I don't know. I'm kind of where you're at, where it's like, if we can work together, awesome. But I can't spend all day chasing down leads and shit like that. I can't.
I did a thing on my Instagram where I was like, hey, if you have a business and you want to like collab here, I made a little website for it, like hit me up to sponsor or whatever. And I still haven't checked the emails since I sent that out, which is like really business stupid. Why? Like I probably have emails there and I never look because I hate checking emails, you know, just but I gotta
Really?
do it today. Yeah, I gotta
Huh.
go do it today. I just thought of that where I was like, I have different emails and like I just paid my taxes out here. They gave everyone an extension. So it's like, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm paying this. I'm like, you know, when I'm a free time, I'm like, get these emails out of my face. But I actually do have to do that today. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah.
You're making me a better man.
Yeah, right on, man. Hey, I like checking emails. I think it's exciting. I mean, I'm let down most of the time because there's usually nothing there. But dude, sometimes they'll just be like, "Hey, we received your ammo, and we're gonna send you this freaking crazy ass thing." And I'm like, "Yeah, let's go."
Hell yeah. Where can people find you? Because I would have played clips, guys, but the copyright is so insane on music. But where can people find you on Insta, on YouTube? Check this guy out, support him. And it's one of the most American things I've ever seen. He plays the drums with the gun to precision. It's so fire. It's so great and super entertaining. So thanks for being on and let people know wherever they can find you or support you or possibly sponsor you.
Thanks, man. Absolutely. You can find me at Gun Drummer anywhere on the internet because I've been spamming it for 4.5 years. So YouTube Gun Drummer, Instagram Gun Drummer, Facebook, gundrummer.com, whatever.
Sweet. Well, thanks for being here. Anything else? Any last message for the people?
I don't think so, man. Thanks so much for having me on. This was fun.
No problem. That's a fire shirt too, dude. Both got dressed up for the occasion. It was not planned. We're just eccentric people out here.
Yeah, we just like having fun, man. It's like we got to act like something's wrong with having fun. We like
Dude,
having fun, okay? That's it.
It's a good Monday start. Appreciate you, my brother. Gun Drummer. Check him out on all social media. Thanks for watching, folks. It's been the Dream Rare Podcast. We're out. Hey, what's going on, my friends? Just a few ways to stay in touch and support if you'd like to. The first way is dreamrare.com. We have blue beanies, black beanies, pink hats, other colored hats, freedom versus tyranny shirts, stay blessed long sleeve, God is great long sleeve, and lots of more cool items coming soon. Dreamrare.com. Check out the shop to support. Everything's made in the United States. Handpicked by me. Patreon.com/raretalk for $5 a month. You can help support me, support the show. If you haven't noticed, unlike other channels, I don't work with very many sponsors, sometimes none at all. And part of the way I'm able to do that is with the dreamrare.com shop and patreon.com/raretalk. So thank you guys for keeping the show free, unimpeded, uninterrupted.